You can, because it is not a legal right. The legal authorities cannot enforce it.
So we have to suffer silently like this.
No, you don't have to. At least you can, because if you don't have a loving son, court cannot give you a loving son. A very happy situation for the parents.
Excuse me, one thing. Then let us die unsung and unattended. So I may die any moment because it's a serious stage of carcinoma.
Yes.
And my wife with 5 stents.
There's a limit to which courts can enforce social duties.
I don't know. We have been crying for justice since 2018, and this is the 5th year.
This is social justice, this is familial justice, but not law does not permit any court of law to direct some son to come and meet you regularly. That we cannot.
Not regularly. At least keep him. Let him keep contacts with over the phone. That what? How are you doing?
We cannot direct him to do that.
It is very unfortunate for us.
Yes.
I will.
Let him communicate with them for a certain period.
Show me the section, I'll direct that. You are an advocate. You are not the client. Don't play to the court. Don't play to the gallery, please.
Each month.
Show me one prayer from your application.
We have not brought because last
Sir,
night
this is not our application.
10,000 per month for medical expenses repeatedly claimed by his parents.
Guys, my lord, lordship would permit. So
You are married.
I am not married, my lord. I'm 27.
Your client.
My client.
You are referring to yourself. No, not you. I'm not
My lord,
interested.
married, my lord, with a son.
Do you have any marriageable daughter?
Yes, my lord. My wife, my lord, is also in a senior position in a bank in Bombay, and my son, my lord, is
Rest
college.
is explained. Yes.
My lord, 251 is the complaint beginning. My lord, page 257, if lordship takes, my lord.
Where is the order in print portion?
My lord, the order begins, my lord, page 57. Effective.
The authority was very human.
Yes.
But can this be done by this authority? That he'll come to Calcutta every month and visit you? I mean, I fully appreciate what
said.
went behind this order. There is no doubt on that. But can we do it as courts of law? We have been doing that for ages, but can we do it? It's a social issue, actually. It's a social issue, definitely. And it's very pathetic. But can the subdivisional officer direct him to come to Calcutta every month and meet you? I mean, that meeting will also be very acrimonious.
My learned friend for the state government will stay, but
No, you are for the parents. You have
I'm for the.
you have asked for that. That's why I'm directly asking you.
My lord, if your lordship kindly comes to section 4 of the
Yes.
Act.
Can you read out that section for me, please?
My lord,
That's your only copy. You read out, I'll just hear it.
section 4, it is marked a bit, my lord.
No difficult. No difficult. Mean lead a normal life.
My lord,
True. But normal, the perception varies.
normal. My lord,
I mean,
I
can we
tried
direct him to appear every month, come every month and meet you?
My lord,
I don't think
it
it
is
can.
a discretion of the learned subdivisional officer.
Does he have it?
That has not been specified in any event. That is the discretion of the learned subdivisional officer. My client, Dr. Afisha, is now suffering from prostate cancer. He has missed MRI today.
But you are not asking for any maintenance as such. Monetary maintenance, you are not asking.
Maintenance, we have.
You have not asked even.
No.
And which is, I appreciate that also. I appreciate that also.
We are only praying for medical relief.
But you have not asked for that before the tribunal. That's a difficulty.
No.
That there is no prayer in your representation.
There
I'll
are-
give you leave to apply specifically for those. If you apply, that will be heard within a limited period.
My lord, may I seek in-
Please take your instruction. No difficulty.
So please allow me to.
You can. You may. You may. Yes.
Formerly of Calcutta University.
Can you please come up, use the microphone, please? Yes. The difficulty, the sticking point here is, in my opinion, till it is changed, I mean, we cannot pass this direction that the son will come and meet you every month. Socially, yes, I fully appreciate it and I agree also. But legally, probably we cannot enforce that. But regarding the other aspect of the matter, regarding medical reliefs, he was saying something. There is no specific prayer in your representation.
But it is in the order.
No order cannot be passed beyond your prayer. You have to ask for it specifically that these are my requirements. I require this money. So if you spell it out, I can give you liberty. The moment you file it, that will be decided within a limited period. The subdivisional officer will hear it and decide it.
Just a minute. In our letters to the SDO, I mean,
Yes.
Maintenance Tribunal of Baripur,
Yes.
we have been keeping on writing 2 reminders. We have given him 16 reminders. And he never answered. And in every reminder, we say that my wife, Mr. Gitara,
Microphone is
in 2021, she had the second PTCA. And now she's 15 stains are lodged in her heart. And she is the only person to give me care at this stage, terminally endocarcinoma disease.
Professor Rai, at the risk of disturbing you, you have
Yes.
got a very competent learned counsel.
Yes,
He is appearing for you.
yes.
You can take his help, and with his help, please formulate. Just you have to give the exact expenses which are being incurred by you, and the heads under which those are being incurred. Make it by way of an application. It will be a 5-6 page application.
Right.
Make that specific prayer before the SDO. I'll
Mm.
direct the SDO upon giving him a hearing to decide that immediately within a limited period. Because those prayers have not been made at all. We cannot pass orders which prayers have not been made before us. Am I clear to you on that? We have to make specific prayer. So I'll give you that liberty.
Yes. Now, our son is not required to come every month. Even he does not maintain any contact with us over the phone.
Professor, Rai, that's a social issue. As I said, yes, you are right.
But that
But
is
we
a
can-
human issue also. We are
Human
so-
issue, social issue. But legality, I mean, it springs from humanity. But
right.
legality is not always tested by morality or humanity or conscience. I mean, conscience has to be there, but we cannot enforce something. This is not within the four corners of the statute. So if it is not a legal right, the legal authorities cannot enforce it.
So we have to suffer silently like this.
No, you don't have to. At least you can, because if you don't have a loving son, court cannot give you a loving son. I mean, I'm not, this is not a value judgment on your son also.
Right.
He may have his reasons. We are not on that at all. But we cannot enforce a son to be a loving son or a son to be a dutiful son.
But he can
But
be, he
He
can,
can be compelled to pay you the expenses, the maintenance, and these things which are there in the four corners of the statute. Which is why I'm directing you to make
Not
an
only for making the payments, Malak,
yes.
let him at least have some communications with them.
How do you enforce that?
so,
What communication?
so is
The
he,
communication will also may mean a terse letter of one line. Will
sir,
that be a very happy
excuse-
situation
ex-
for the parents?
excuse me, one thing. Then let us die unsung and unattended. So I may die any moment because it's a serious stage of carcinoma.
Yes.
And my wife with 5 stents.
These are the reports, Malak.
There's a limit to which courts can enforce social duties.
I don't know. We have been crying for justice since 2018, and this is the 5th year.
This is social justice, this is familial justice, but
Hmm.
not law does not permit any court of law to direct some son to come and meet you regularly. That we cannot.
Not regularly. At least keep him. Let him keep contacts with over the phone. That what? How are you doing?
We cannot direct him to do that.
It is very unfortunate for us.
Yes.
I will.
At least, let him communicate with them for a certain period.
Show me the section, I'll direct that. You are an advocate, you are not the client. Don't play to the court. Don't play to the gallery, please. Please use the please show me the section, I'll give the direction.
There is no
Oh,
provision.
people like you, sir, give hope to these people for which they have come to court personally. Give me the section, I'll give the direction.
There is no provision.
Then you are an advocate. You should have guided him before he came to court. That there is no provision. He came with so much hope with his wife. And his hopes are being crushed in court because of advocates like us who don't say them that there is no such provision in law.
Cannot, I'm Kushal Das.
You have heard me, ma'am. I'll pass my directions now. Please come up, come forward. Yes, what is your grievance? Tell me. Yes,
Suffering mother.
right.
You told just
Your
some
husband.
time ago that no
Abhi
appeal was made for monetary help.
Yes,
Repeated appeals were made.
I don't see it in your,
Repeated appeals.
I don't see it annexed here.
He has
No,
not
but
mentioned conveniently, but
We are not
appeals.
adjudication, we are not a family counseling center, ma'am. We are a court of law. Subdivisional officer is a court of law. He has power under a particular statute. Now that statute gives provision, makes provisions for you to get ample monetary help. You have not made one prayer before the subdivisional officer for that.
Yes,
And no,
10,000 each month.
show me one
have-
prayer from your application.
We have not brought because last
Sir,
night
This is not our application.
10,000 per month for medical expenses repeatedly claimed by his parents. And also, not only SDO, also appellate tribunal, the district magistrate, supported this SDO order. And he went to this appellate tribunal. His appeal was rejected.
Ma'am,
And
show me from your representation
But,
where have you
we
claimed.
have not brought all the papers. I'll show you later. I will write
Well,
to you.
let me pass my orders. Yes,
Repeatedly,
the present,
we.
I'm passing my orders. Thank you. The present challenge has been preferred by the petitioner hyphen son against an order passed by the appellate authority, which has dismissed an appeal against an order of the subdivisional officer
Baripur.
under the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act. Pushed up next para, the unfortunate parents apparently sought for visitation rights from a son and made certain from their son and made certain allegations against the son, that is the petitioner, which have been controverted by learned senior counsel appearing for the petitioner. Push up next para. It is contended that in fine, comma, the subdivisional officer has directed the petitioner, comma, who is a resident of Bombay, comma, to visit his parental house at least once per month to look after his parents properly, and also directed to remain present during his father, Dr. Ashish Kumar Rai's eye operation as per scheduled date. Push up next para. It is contended that the same was passed dehorts the provisions of the concerned statute. Push up next para. The learned counsel for the parents submits that on humanitarian grounds, comma, the orders which have been passed are fully justified. Pushed up, it is also submitted that the parents made repeated requests for monetary help as well, comma, which was not given by the petitioner. Push up next para. I find from the records annexed to the writ petition that there is no quantification or mention of the exact heads under which the private respondents stroke parents sought monetary relief under the concerned act.
Lord,
Full
would
stop.
your lordship permit one interruption?
Yes,
There is no claim for monetary relief. In fact, they say that I don't want any money from them. That
No.
is what the petition says. I
that
don't
I'll
want-
not record.
That's a
Mr.
lie. No.
It was never written.
Immediately it was demanded.
I'll not record that.
Page 257.
No.
We have never asked Kushal for any money, not even now.
No.
257.
Not true.
That's his
It's
complaint.
false.
That's the complaint.
It's false. We
Lord,
have
about 12 lines, 13 lines from the top, 16th line. We had never asked Kushal for any
No,
money,
I
not
challenge
even
this.
now.
I challenge this petition, truth of this petition, integrity of this petition. We have repeatedly asked, and there is nobody to look after us. I'm a heart patient having 5 stents, and I'm looking after
So
my
Learned Senior Counsel for the
cancer-
petitioner,
Cancer.
Learned Senior Counsel for
Husband.
the petitioner
Yes.
also points
He
out
has got cancer.
that in the
I'm
representation,
treating him.
ma'am, please let
Sure.
me pass my order.
Just a minute.
The representation of the parents contained a statement that they had never asked Kushal for any money comma, not even now. Full stop, next para. However, comma, keeping in view the entire tenor of the representation, comma, it transpires that the said sentence is more of an emotional outburst than a relinquishment of monetary relief by the parents.
Right, sir.
Full stop, next para. Despite appreciating fully the anguish of the aged parents and their angst in view of the suffering they are going through, comma, it was dehorsed the powers of the subdivisional officer within the limited constraints of the act to grant the reliefs as directed in the impugned order. Full stop. Next para. The issues raised in the present writ petition are more of a social nature than legal rights having specific remedies. Full stop. Next para. However, comma, this much can be done for the elderly couple that they be given liberty to make a proper representation, comma, indicating the exact
See, not human grounds, but not,
second
there is a
one.
very long history. 20 years.
No,
of- But I won't get- but I
maybe there
won't-
are some.
But I won't get
I understand.
20
Yes.
years they've not met each other. That's not admit. No, I'm not going into. But the second point that I'm on is not, please say that not he will give me a hearing either virtually or through a lawyer. Because not position of the, not both the petitioners, not husband and wife, not
না
they-
একটা লাইন অ্যাড করে নিন liberty is also granted to the writ petitioner to apply before the concerned subdivisional officer for leave to be permitted to appear personally stroke through a learned advocate stroke virtually.
I'm-
So if such an application is made, the same shall also be dealt with adequately in accordance with law
Meena,
by the subdivisional
Sir,
officer.
would you
One-
please
one
allow
point.
me to speak for
That-
1 second?
That maintaining,
Just a minute, please.
What document?
that act of maintaining,
Decide between yourselves.
act of
I'm-
maintaining.
Decide between the
also
spouses who will speak.
welfare of the parents. But he never, 23 years, he has not come to stay with us, our only child.
Ma'am,
He did that
I'll tell you
private-
something. Ma'am, I'll tell you something.
We have done
I
everything.
appreciate, but you have to keep in your mind that your son is not present here. He is not representing himself. So I cannot give you an edge over your son just because you are elderly and you are present in court. Your son has an equal right of hearing as you are. Just because you're in court need not mean that you can say whatever and he won't be able to controvert that. That is also not proper.
Sir,
So
my
I'm
last,
not hearing you for that reason.
sir, my last one son.
This is a public forum. Since your son is not there personally, it is beneath
Son's
my dignity to hear you
representative is
without your son being given an opportunity to answer.
Sir, would you
Why
please
not?
give me 1 second? Now, let it be my swan song. I don't think I'd be able to come for the second time. I'm getting ill and my,
No, not that. Why?
yes. Ju-
will
Just
not
a minute.
He's a
Now,
serious candidate.
now,
Tell me what, in a nutshell, please.
in a
tell me.
nutshell, it is never true that he appeared, presented himself in any of the hearings. Right from the maintenance tribunal orders, he didn't come. The order was passed ex parte. At the
Yes.
appellate tribunal, he came, but there is
Okay.
little delay and he disappeared. And then the order was, everything is noted in this appellate order.
Right.
And then it is willingly he is doing under some
Under
specific
some bad
circumstances.
influence.
So
on the next
how,
Sudipta,
so
point.
if he has any interest,
Item number
he appeared
18.
it, but he does not.
Yes.
No maintenance, no welfare, nothing. We are getting.
Okay, thank you, sir, for giving us a key.
It was my pleasure to hear you, but I'm sorry I could not give you further relief.
Sir, may I have
Let us
the
go back, we
indulgence?
shall get it from you.
May I,
We can make an application to you, sir, at the high.
Chalo.
After again, we have. to
SDO,
see
yes.
SDO.
Milord, may I have the indulgence to address your lordship out of turn, Milord?
No, don't take advantage of the emotional charge.
No, this is not emotional, Milord.
Next matter, you are appearing in the next matter.
No, Milord.
What about this? Yes.
Milord, your lordship release my matter, Milord. It's not a.
ED.
Yes, Milord. It's for your lordship to decide, Milord. Yes, Milord. Yes,
Central
Milord.
agency, I don't have details.
No, this is Milord IBC, Red 32A IBC,
FEMA Act,
FEMA, Milord attachment, which will, Milord, ultimately,
PMLA Act also I heard.
MLA has been set